So you just ordered the ReMarkable 2, or maybe you have the ReMarkable 1 and you're ready to get it set up. Well, I'm excited to give you 4 tips that will help you organize so you can get the maximum out of your ReMarkable tablet. My name is JB Glossinger, and I want to welcome you to the channel. I do videos here almost every day. We do some fun videos. We do some technology videos, all kinds of wonderful things, and I love to give you energy, and I would love to have you subscribe and be a part of this. So if you don't mind hitting that subscribe bell and hitting that alert bell so you know when the videos are coming out, I'm always going to bring you some energy almost every single day here on the channel. Okay, so let's get into this. You just got that ReMarkable, or it's on order, and you're, man, I'm ready to go. Well, this video is not about the basic setup. ReMarkable does a good job with that. You can sign up and get your email up and get all the ReMarkable setup. What this is about is really organizing it for primary function. How do I make this thing work so I utilize it the best that I possibly can? Well, like I mentioned, a lot of this doesn't even happen on the ReMarkable. A lot of it has to do with organizing your thoughts and the way that you want to keep your notes. This is what's so critical. So the first step of the organization that I would tell you to do, if you don't have the ReMarkable yet and you're waiting for it to come, is to start organizing the folders that you will keep. Now, here's the deal. A lot of the folders that I have, I keep an archive in Google Drive. Now, you may use Dropbox or another technical system, but I want you to think about that folder kind of system. So basically, the way the ReMarkable works is it has a folder, okay? So folders are a folder, just like this. This is a folder, so you've got a folder, right? So the ReMarkable, the way to look at it, is a file cabinet. It's the file cabinet. Then you have folders, which are these, and then you have notebooks. Those notebooks are then going to go in the folder. So what you want to be thinking about is, if the ReMarkable is a file cabinet and I'm going to have folders, where am I going to put those folders and what are those folders going to be about? That's step one. So you literally could start organizing that in your mind if you are on a pre-order or waiting for a ReMarkable or waiting for it to come. Really be thinking about, okay, what folders, where am I going to put them? Okay, once you have that, so okay, let's go back, upper level thinking here. We have a file folder. That's the ReMarkable. We now have folders. Whoa, we're throwing them all over the place. We're throwing folders all over the place where we're actually going to keep things. Now we have notebooks. Now, what about these notebooks is important? Well, the notebooks are standard notebooks. These obviously aren't written notebooks. I don't have any more. I had to grab some stuff from an event because the ReMarkable has basically replaced all my notebooks. But you get the point. These are very similar to notebooks. Each page then would be a page in the notebook. And I've got asked before, does the ReMarkable scroll? No, it doesn't scroll. Basically what you do is you just flip through the pages. You go page to page to page to page. So it's just like these notebooks. These would be each page of the notebook. So the next step would be, what are the notebooks that you're going to have in your folders? Okay, so you've got the folders organized, you know what they are. So for me, for example, I have the Sacred Six. That's the book that I've written. That's my to-dos, my projects, the things that I'm working on. I have my music that I'm working on, the guitar that I'm learning. I have my YouTube channel notes. That's a different folder. Anything that I'm going to keep notes on that's separate from a specific item, like music separate from YouTube separate from any of the different things, my daily to-dos. All that goes in a separate folder. Then within those folders have different notebooks. So I have like a song list in my music area. I have the notes from when I'm with my instructor. Those are different notebooks, just as if you were going to school. And let's talk about it as a student, right? As a student, you possibly would have a file for each of your classes. It'd be Psych 101, and then you would have your notebook in there. And you may do week 1, week 2, week 3, however you want to break it down. Those would be notebooks. And if you think about going back to school, and it's been a while for me, I did my MBA, Ph.D, I did all that years ago, but I was in school a lot. We would have these notebooks with us, and we would turn the page and put our homework. The one thing I will tell you, there are some really nice planning templates in the ReMarkable that you can use for your week if you're a student. And I've done videos on those. Make sure you watch some of those videos because you can set up your whole week. But really, this is about setting it up. And I want you just to get your head around this. So first you have your notebook or your file. You have your file cabinet. That is the ReMarkable. Then you have your files. Then you have your notebooks, and then you actually have the note. Okay, so step one then is What do I identify my files? Where are my files going to go? And if you haven't really organized this yet, you may look at, like I said, your Google Drive or your Google or your Dropbox or one of those particular online file folder systems, and where are you kind of putting your notes now? That would be a good starting point. If you've had the ReMarkable for a while, you can still reorganize. That's one of the beautiful things about the ReMarkable. It is electronic, so you can move things around, okay? So start with your files, first step. Then start with your notebooks. The third tip that I would like to give you is to figure out the type of pages you're going to use. You know, I'm a productivity person. I've wrote the Sacred Six. I've been, built journals. I've helped people become more productive. Well, one of the things is they have bullet journal type paper, which is the dots in the ReMarkable. They have squares. Like back in the day, I used to be a Dungeons and Dragons guy. Don't tell anybody, but I used to play Dungeons and Dragons. We used to draw the maps, right? And draw the maps, and those were on the squares. They have squared paper. They have musical paper. They have every kind of template that you could want. And with those templates, basically, then you got to start deciding how are you going to keep your notes. So maybe one of the areas you have is a daily journal or a journal, and you use a bullet style journal, right? So be thinking about that. Just plan your attack before you get the ReMarkable. And I'm going to tell you what, it's going to make a world of difference for you. It's really about getting organized before you just start making a bunch of notes. And the device will work so much better for you, right? So understand the type of templates that you want to use for the organizing you're going to do, right? Some people like just a blank piece of paper. Some people like notes or the bullet kind of dots on it. Some people like squares. So by mapping that all out right now, it's going to make your experience with the ReMarkable so much better, okay? And finally, the last thing that I would like to leave you with, one of the things I do is for long-term storage, I talk about Dropbox or Google Drive, I mirror those folders. And so a lot of times I will move the PDF, once it's done, the note is done, into my Google Drive. Because basically what I do, and you'll see more videos on this, is I use Google Keep. I do have a Mac, Google Pixelbook Pro. I have a lot of things, but I use Google Keep as kind of my overall file cabinet. And that's where I keep links and everything in there. Then I use Google Documents for deeper kind of notes. And then I use Google Drive, where I keep Google Documents, Google Spreadsheets on a particular topic. So like, let's say music, for example. I've got some notes in the ReMarkable, but yet I've got some PDFs and some typing things, and I'm keeping track of my study, my progression and my study progression. I will keep that all in a folder on Google Drive, okay? So I'll actually move notes from the ReMarkable in there, and then I have everything in one place. And I'm talking about big picture now, just not notes, but PDFs, articles, research, especially if you're doing like a Ph.D. dissertation or a student. This is kind of a different step. This is a step taken at the next step, and that's really using your ReMarkable as your note taker, which it is. If you watch my videos on the ReMarkable versus the iPad, you'll get this even more in depth. You'll take those notes and then you'll move them into your deeper kind of archive, I would call it, or where you keep everything. So maybe you have photos and you have spreadsheets and you have articles and you have research. You keep that all in the bigger folder, and that really works amazing. And so for me, the reason that I use Google Keep and those document storage systems is because I can take them anywhere, and it just works for me. I know there's some people that worry a little bit about security. That's not something that really concerns me at this point in my life. Most of my stuff is stuff that I do and put energy out there. I'm a very positive person, and things just tend to work, right? If you put good energy out, that's how it works for me. I'm not really worried about somebody getting my to-do list. Oh, they're going to see that I needed to shoot a YouTube video today. But that's me. So again, let's go over these steps so you've got them. Number one, again, I'll grab this. We've got to get your files organized. Think of the ReMarkable. Think of this as an old school file cabinet, okay? It's going to have a lot of files in it. Then the files, as we put them in, are where we're organizing what? Our notebooks. And then within the framework of the notebooks are going to be the pages. And those pages are going to be templated the way you want. Personally, I always like college lined rule or squares. Some people like thick, like high school lined. I can't stand that. I like little tiny things that are kind of that way. That's the way it works for me. The little squares and the little lines, it's always worked for me. But that's the beautiful thing about the ReMarkable. It has all those templates. So you're looking at your files. You're going to write those all down. You're going to organize them. You could actually put little Post-it notes up and say, I want this file here, and then you organize. Now you understand your files. Next step is Okay, what are my files, my folders, and then what are my notebooks? What are my notebooks? What are each one of these going to be? And which files do they go in? And then what are the pages going to be like? And then big picture, well, do I want to take certain folders and put them in my archive or in my big picture thing? That's going to help you really organize the ReMarkable so much better, and you're going to be able to use it for what it really is intended for, that note-taking, or maybe you're an artist, you like to draw paintings with it. It is really a wonderful device when you start using it for what it's intended to be for, right? So any questions you have, please leave them in the comments below. I love comments. It's what helps me build more videos. And if you need me to teach you more or give you some ideas, I would love to do that. Please leave comments. And as always, subscribe is huge. We're growing this channel, and the ReMarkable community has been great to me. Everybody that's been buying the ReMarkable has been very supportive, and I appreciate supporting the videos with a like or a comment or a subscribe. That's what we're doing. All right, so thank you so much for being here. Until the next video, go out there and have a fantastic day, and hopefully this helps you get a little more organized. If you don't have the ReMarkable, that's totally cool. You can also do this for some of your other devices, right? And I will do more videos on those as I bring more devices in. I just use the ReMarkable for almost all my note-taking ideas and thoughts. But this concept of file folder to notebook to an overall arching archive can work for a lot of different tablets and iPads too. So I can do some more videos on that if you'd like. But go have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and more is coming right here to the Morning Coach YouTube channel almost every day. All right, until the next one, I'll see you later.